Love the intros. They don't get old. I love it. Thank you. But yeah, we're here on the Purple Couch. I'm with a special artist right now and a Northeast brother. I love it. Jordan Spector, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
For sure. Thank you for having me on today. It's great to be down here, and I'm always down for a trip to the Bayou.
Let's go. You're a Northeast guy. Tell us where you're from and why you ended up down here, or how you ended up down here, I should say.
It's always a fun story to tell, and I always love where my art takes me.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm from Philadelphia, so I'm a Philly sports fan.
Yeah.
Go Birds. But I always love the story behind a certain athlete's journey, and that started with Burrow back in 2020, and what led to his championship run, and just everything behind that inspired me to make this piece behind you there, Smokin' Joe. And
so good.
you know, that was one of the first pieces I did as well that was like different than a lot of the Philly art I was doing. And again, it was something that like I make the best art when I'm passionate about it.
Yep.
And that's what happened for that piece. And it was a huge hit, and it actually led to me doing like a whole media tour down here. Really, I was on Matt Moscona's show. I was on a bunch of different other radio stations, and I just made all these amazing relationships from day one from meeting these people. And it's lasted ever since, and I've been commissioned to do a ton of other LSU Saints artwork. So I keep coming back. I can't get enough of it. So
I love it. Yeah, well, I moved down here. I've been down here for 17 years now, so I get it. It's a special place. The sports culture is absolutely amazing. It really is. People care so much about their sports. They care about their players, all that kind of stuff, especially when they get to the next level too. That's the fun part. So
yeah.
What kind of stuff have you been working on lately? Are you doing any follow-up stuff? Have you worked with Joe? Have you gotten a personal relationship at all?
So
with him?
the cool thing about that is when I did it, there was so much excitement around it and so much exposure. I actually ended up collaborating with the photographer who originally took the picture of that.
Jeff Marks, right?
Yeah, Jeffrey Marks.
He came on our podcast too. Yeah,
Yep,
that's cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
And also with the Burrow family. So I have a solid relationship with Joe's dad, and actually his brothers all have a copy of that. Like
That's
everybody
awesome.
in the family has one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've never actually spoken to Joe, but one day I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have that relationship, and we every quarter we donate a portion of all the sales continually back to his Burrow Fund in Ohio.
I love it.
Yeah, so
That's really cool.
It's cool to still have that going, and I actually am working on a new Burrow project, but this is actually with Fanatics. I work with Fanatics. I do projects for them. So this will be like an official licensed piece with Fanatics coming soon on the Bengals, Burrow on the Bengals. So,
love it. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's something I'm working on. I'm actually working on my first ever trading card, which is pretty cool, related to your business.
Let's go.
And I was actually talking to your guy earlier about showing him what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm working with Brian Dawkins, a former Philadelphia Eagle legend.
Yeah.
And I collaborated with him on my first ever trading card that I'm dropping next month.
That's very cool. Does he have a business in collectibles at all or something? Or
Dawkins?
Yeah.
No, but he's really into like Marvel, like Weapon X,
Yeah.
like his character,
Yeah.
and I've had a great relationship with him for years now. So
Yeah, very cool.
I was like, who can I work with to do my first ever trading card? And he was the guy.
I love
I'm excited about both projects.
Very cool. I definitely want to dive into the business of art because I think there's so many emerging artists, right? And people don't know how to capitalize on it. There's been a lot of tradition of, artists struggling and things like that. But with Web3 and development, I'm excited to dive into it. But before we get there, I kind of want to backtrack. With an iconic piece and things going, viral, people might assume that this is something that you picked up recently. Talk to me a little bit about when art started for you and how it's, your journey has unfolded.
Yeah, so my craft, my actual skill has been a lifelong journey, and I've been drawing ever since I was a kid, ever since I could pick up a pencil, as cliche as that sounds.
Yeah.
But art definitely runs in the family. My dad is a talented artist. I always say he's more creative than I am. He can
cool.
sculpt, he's a good photographer, he can paint, he can draw. So I learned everything from him. I'm self-taught. I never went to art school.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that my entire life, and I actually played football at Temple University in Philadelphia. I was a walk-on.
Nice.
So it's cool to meet
Congrats.
Rudy earlier. Shout out to Rudy.
Let's go. That's
and
cool.
That's really what actually led me back to art, is because I got hurt playing ball. That really sucked after all the work I put in, but it was a silver lining because it actually led back to me getting into art again. And from that day forward, I never looked back. This is like 2015.
Wow.
So I started doing my art again, and before you knew it, I was doing work for players that I played with, guys who now are in the league, like Hassan Reddick, Robbie Anderson,
Nice.
Tyler Medikevich, other guys too that I did work for, and they were kind of my first foot in the door. And like I said, I never looked back from that point
Yeah.
on. It was a very amazing feeling to know that people were willing to pay for my work and my craft, something I love to do.
Yeah.
That's how I got to where I'm at today.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, in our shop, we have a ton of art. It kind of plays like a little bit of an art studio gallery type thing. So I have a lot of artists that come in and look for wall space. You know, they want to sell their paintings. They don't know where to start. They don't know the prices and stuff, right? You obviously said your career started with athletes being willing to buy and that kind of stuff. Talk to me what that journey's like, from going from commissioned paintings, working with athletes. I'm sure there were some times that you gave stuff away, right, just to get your name out there. But then once you get that attention and people start buying it, how do you turn it into a business and make it sustainable?
So I learned very, very quickly when I was getting into art and trying to learn how to make a living off of it, that it's not about just the commission stuff. It's about the print game too, and not everybody wants to pay for an original painting. So
Right.
for me, it was like, how can I appeal to both markets? People who want an original, a one-of-a-kind piece, and also people who just want to hang a print in their room, right? So that was important to me to appeal to both markets. And it's been years of trial and error of finding the best quality product for the best price, and also how to market that, how to build a website, how to build social media. So when you can tie it all together and go through that process and try to enjoy that process too of how you can get there, then it goes a long way. So not only the original work, but being able to, again, sell prints of your work and putting yourself out there. Like doing events like I am today, like I still do events like this.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 5-6 years now, doing outdoor events, indoor events. And I tend to say yes to a lot of opportunities, you know, just because I love it. You know,
Yeah.
it's a part of the journey, and you never know who you're going to meet, which is something I learned. And like I said, it just goes a long way to do those little things, the shows, not just online. And that's really how I started, but I still do it today.
I love it. No, and you're absolutely right? We have a small business, we have a shop, and we come to these places. It's all about community and the people that you're trying to appeal to, right? Collectors all have a similar mindset and they're looking for similar things. So I think it's really cool that you're networking, you're out here, you're doing that stuff. I think it bodes well for your career too. I think that's really cool.
For sure.
Do you have a studio up in Philadelphia?
Just a private space that I work out of.
Very cool.
I'm indifferent on like if I want to have an actual storefront and
it creates a lot of pressure. That's like you got to be there, be on. Like
I just love doing our events that we do. Like we do a lot of big shows in Philly, and then a lot of online business too. But
cool.
Eventually, I may go that route and have an actual storefront.
Very cool.
So
I always like to ask artists this and creatives, what would be the dream project, the dream something? I don't know. It might not even be a canvas piece. It might be a mural. I don't know, right? What would be the dream thing for you?
For me, being as big of a Birds fan as I am, it would be like doing a mural in the Eagles Stadium.
Yeah.
But like I feel super grateful when I can have these kind of reflection questions. But I've already had multiple dream projects come manifest into what, you know, I thought that it could be something that would never happen, but it has happened. So it's been cool to do that. Even like this trading card I was talking about, like that has been like a dream project for me. So to actually see it happening is really cool. But
very cool. Well, this has been a great event. It really has. Your art is absolutely incredible. You were right next to us, so it was really cool to get to see some of the work. I think I heard some rumors that Drew Brees, who was there a buyer of that? Did he?
The Breeze one?
Yeah. Did he?
Well, he has the original of that.
That's. Yes. I was trying to get that out of you. I think that's pretty badass. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Like Drew Brees bought one of your paintings of his, so I think the validation there is pretty amazing. I'm sure.
For sure, that was cool, and he was such a great guy.
How'd you guys get in touch? Did he reach out to you?
So it actually comes all back to Trey.
I love it.
Trey
making things happen wherever you are.
Yeah. So Trey was able to allow me to be able to get print signed of that piece for an opportunity he had out in San Diego. So I flew out there, had X amount of prints that I want to get signed, and then I linked up with Breeze and gave him that. So
dude, that's so awesome. Very cool. Where can everybody find you if they're interested in either buying a print, buying an original? Where are they reaching out? You have a website, social media?
So yeah, my website is spectorsportsart.com.
Very cool.
And my Instagram is @Spector_art. Same thing on Twitter, and then on Facebook is Jordan Spector Art.
Very cool. So, we're going to put everything in our show notes on our YouTube page and everything. We'll link it all. But Jordan, thank you so much, man. I appreciate this. This was really cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck the rest of your career.
Thank you, man. You too.
Thank you.
And I got to come to the shop sometime.
Yes, please do.
Check
Please do.